Yo, it's me, boy. This time there is no doctor. I know y'all love Doctor. I miss him too. I do, man. But, you know, he got life, man. I don't got a life. He got a life. I'm literally a fucking, like, chud, bruh. That motherfucker out there, Chad, slaying nurses and shit, you know. I ain't gonna hate on him. It's funny though when Mr. Doc shows up to a stream. When he don't show up, it's like no hate, no hate. I understand. I hate that modded notification I always get. But when my other friends, you know, like that other Canadian fucker that we talk about, he don't show up to a stream. Sorry, bro. His ass get punished, bro. I hold him to it. He gonna say it's fucked up, and I'm an asshole to him, but rules are rules, man. Actions have consequences, pimp. Take the snow. Dude, only 75, bro. Nobody unaffected, watch. One person is always trying to find a game in infected, bro. I hope you find it, bro. Like, I wish I can get on and like, more people can get on. If I become, like, I do want, because infected in MW3 is unbeaten. Like, I can't have that fun in the newer ones, man. Like, Ghost was the closest thing to replicating this, this infected game, bro. Ghost was the closest thing. Okay, let's get it. First, oh, wrong. Okay, there we go. Original maps. DLC, I would not find shit. But right now, I'm just trying to rank up my prestige, man. I want to get to the next one already. One of the last games I actually ever felt a little bit excited about. Chopper. Is Chopper a YouTuber? Isn't there a YouTuber called Chopper? But I don't think he'd be a modder like that. Why am I getting females here, bro? Maybe I could experiment if they have a mic. That'd be funny. And by the way, when I say females, it's like in the gamer ironic way. I don't mean it in like a derogatory sense, right? So Cali, that's a Mexican. Probably Mexican. Possibly Mexican. That's most of the player base. Is that Antifa? Alright, fuck it. Let's get a game going, guys. Let's get some lobbies, man. In a bit, I'm gonna... Let's go. First game. Yo, it's Shikon Jewel. Yeah, dude. Shikon Jewel, don't you miss the doctor, bro? We all miss Doctor, bro. RP. I might listen to a video. Give me a suggestion what to listen to, like a Black Pill video, esoteric video, Kino Casino. I'm thinking of watching something, but Kino Casino hasn't really had like the funniest shit lately. I'm thinking of watching DBDR, but motherfucker just rambles like a fucking loser. All right, we got people joining. Look, now we got almost basically a complete game. Bye bye, bruh. Rogers. Was that? Send me a link. What the? Oh, I was shooting at his legs. I can't complain. Rogers 2008. Is that a song or a video? Let me know now. I play this game and I bump into a head glitcher. get back to school, and I got offers from 2 friends to play, man. And guess who I ended up playing with? None of these people. Nobody. I'm a fucking alone, bro. I'm so black pilled tonight. So if I could just level up a few ranks and get some good games, man, it'll mean the fucking world, bro. It will mean the world. But good things don't happen to us, man. To us midgets. I swear someone's fucking hiding, bro. It's gonna piss me off. I'm gonna do this. I don't care. They playing like losers. I'm gonna play like a loser. Dude, nigga, they just head glitching, bro. It's 2000. What a tryhard ass bitch, bro. They really just head glitching, bro. I'm out here just chilling, moving. And they really just head glitching the whole fucking time.
I want to talk about something real quick.
I'm listening to DBTR. I'm really black pilled now.
Start my new job tomorrow, and honestly, if it wasn't for this job, I don't even know. Like, this
Fucking
whole week
fags.
has probably been one of the worst weeks. It's been hell, honestly. I mean, I just can't stand, getting ghosted. Because it kind of seems like I'm by myself again.
Yeah.
This week, I mean, I just didn't really do much. It's just all the same, I just feel like I'm constantly improving for nothing, I mean, the gym doesn't really help my mental state. I know people say that all the time, like, oh, the gym is great for your mental health. I find that it does the opposite most days, honestly. It puts me in a worse mood. But, a couple things I want to do. I mean, I'm grateful I got this job. It's the only thing, again, I mean, of course I'm nervous, but still, it's something, and, for the future, I kind of want to, I kind of want to grow my hair out long and dye it like...
Oh, wait, I joined the opposite team, bro. I'm such a pussy, bro. They're gonna be like, why the fuck is this Tokyo Monster kid on the other team?
I don't know, just to try something new.
I literally just joined the... I would have loved to just come back and beat these fucking pussy... fucking campers, bro.
It should probably take, I don't know, maybe at least, 2 years.
Look how easy it is to play like pussy and I could just get kills.
It's just something I kind of want to try.
Come on, bro. Suppressive fire.
Because every time I usually do try growing my hair out, I end up looking...
What the hell, dude? Did they get kicked out, bro? I think they kicked me out. Okay, bro, I'm just trying to join the game. No way, they privatized a game. A public-ass game got privatized. What kind of shit, authoritarian shit is that? Thank you, bro. We in Dome, bitch. Wait, is that the same motherfuckers? I swear, bro. Dome, bro. Just playing Dome, getting Dome, It's just what I like doing, it.
Sydney church stabbing. There's a group that stands to gain from the division that this will cause. It sounds too simple.
All right.
Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up.
Oriental.
How long is the show going? 100 hours?
Florida Groypa sent $14. I'd really like to know what you think about what tricks will be played this election as far as cheating, and if you think a big event like World War III with draft or Trumpuses, etc. Also, did you see the thing about Barron and his shade of blue eyes? Look it up. Still no one really continuing Trump.
Anything outlandish.
What? Damn, I knew I saw somebody.
Because if they were, I would know about it.
Hell nah.
Yeah, because if they were, I would know about it, right? Yeah, someone told me that, it's very, there's all kinds of leaks
chatter from Australia. When U.S. chat, which U.S. government official is primarily responsible for overseeing and enforcing immigration laws, you get the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, who is currently Alejandro Mayorkas, a Jew.
Were you like bored yesterday, man?
Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! I didn't see him, bro. The camouflage.
Hey, who runs immigration? It's the immigration secretary. He's a Jew.
Salvador sent $10. What would have been the AF position on the containment policy during the Cold War?
What would be the AM position on the
That was actually kind of nerdy.
Dennis Husek sent $50, raised to love Eisenhower in Kansas schools. He points to Red Pill guys on the shit he did at the end of the war.
I love these super chats when it's like you want me to say something.
I got one too, idiot. So come on, guys.
The red pill guys on the things that on the points that I already have in mind. I don't really think that's actually an essential red pill. I think real red pills are powerful. Like Hellstorm, Eisenhower did the camps too thing. I do not think it's irrelevant.
Oh shit, Sam turned. Yep, UAV is dead. It's over for it. Mogged.
Eisenhower did camps too. What the fuck? Kansas worship white Eisenhower. What the fuck are you talking about? Totally bizarre super shit. What? You're in Kansas for the cult. How do I shake people out of fucking white Eisenhower? What are you talking about? Some of you guys
Anon
are
Ray
like on
percent
drugs.
$8.
Yep, he was fucked. Ah, random nade? Let's see. Random some random nade.
Great stream double.
Damn, that was a good throw. But the Dolomite's like,
are back. Roughly what time does a pack start/end?
bro, I don't know. This stream is actually that I'm watching. It's funny. I'm watching a replay of a stream. This shit sucks. I'm gonna watch Leather Apron Club. That motherfucker's fun to watch. I just discovered him.
33% of all political accounts which Elon Musk
Oh, I'm gonna get a throwing knife kill.
are run by people who are ethnically
Damn it.
Jewish. That is, of every retweet, reply, and quote tweet to these accounts, a full third of them are run by Jewish individuals who make up only 2% of the US population and 0.2% of the world population. This video will be an examination of that fact as well as a presentation of the data that I have gathered in order to conclude. 33% of all the political accounts which Elon Musk interacts with on to examine where that reflex is coming
Interesting. Elon Musk disproportionately interact with Jews on Twitter. Interesting. I like how he calls it out too. Please tell me there's a silencer on this bitch, bro. I'm about to get a silencer. Level 31. Oh my goodness. Prestige takes away gold. I did not know that. I forgot. Swag. That's a tough one, man. It's like you're choosing two maps, poop and shit. Let's see what happens.
In this video, I'm doing nothing but presenting a fact and giving you the data to back it up. This instinct to shut people down for simply broaching a topic in good faith, which you are afraid of, is nothing but cowardice. I encourage you all to take this video as an opportunity to discuss a topic which, although recently has been entering into the public consciousness more and more, historically has been strictly verboten. Now for a breakdown of how this data was gathered and a more detailed discussion of the data. If you don't really care about the minutiae, alright, so clearly any way you slice the data, Jews are overrepresented at around 15 to 16 times the rate we should expect. Of course, the question on everyone's mind will be this: why is it the case that Jews are overrepresented on platforms like X? Well, if it really was just X, then perhaps we could chalk this up to an anomaly. Nothing to get worked up about. But for any of you who've seen my past videos on Jewish overrepresentation, we know that this phenomenon isn't limited to just X. I've shown that Jewish individuals are super abundantly overrepresented as guests on podcasts like Joe Rogan's, Lex Friedman's, Sam Harris's, and Tim Pool's. Additionally, while I have not done standalone videos on these subjects, I've also done several dozen other studies looking at popular podcasts and mainstream shows, including The Tim Ferriss Show, The David Pakman Show, Ben Shapiro's Sunday Special, The Huberman Lab podcast, and Eric Weinstein's The Portal podcast, just to name a few, among which Jewish individuals make up 28.5, 29.
Damn, even David Pacman has all Jewish guests. That's crazy. Even leftists be just having straight Jews.
4.9 and 40% of the guests, respectively. Spreadsheets with all of the guest data for each of these podcasts are also available in the video description for you to review at your leisure. So it isn't just X. It seems that on a multitude of popular media platforms, Jewish voices are heard 10 to 20 times more often than their population should account for. Usually they're represented at rates equivalent to or very near to that of white people. That is, despite whites being something like 25 times more numerous in the country, the roughly equivalent number of Jews and whites make it on these
I
shows
think I
as
hit the
guests.
wall.
So it's not just who Elon Musk is interacting
I
with.
think I'm
It's
30
much
years
more
old,
widespread
childless, and I hit the
phenomenon.
wall.
But we still haven't answered the why. Let's see if we can shed some light on that question. A common way people will try to explain the state of affairs is by demonstrating that there exist imbalances in racial representation in many walks of life, with perhaps the most obvious example being the NBA. And it is the case that blacks are around 6 times overrepresented among NBA players, making up 73% of the league, despite being only 13% of the U.S. population. Now, the exact reason for this isn't known for a hard fact, but most people would probably agree it has to do with cultural differences between blacks and non-blacks, and if you're willing to be a bit more controversial, probably has something to do with physiological differences as well. So if this is all well and good, nobody really seems to have too much of a problem with this explanation. Could a similar type of logic
Fucking
be
fag.
used to
What?
explain
The lag.
overrepresentation? Could there be something inherent to Jewish culture or
Motherfucker
Jewish
just
people which makes
peeping
them
a
10 to
UAV all
20
day.
times better
Wait,
than
I can't wait to get
everyone else?
Assassin
Some
Pro and
people
just...
point to this idea that Jews have a higher than average IQ in order to explain it. I'm skeptical of that for several reasons. Please see my video debunking higher than average Jewish IQ for more detail. And if you don't feel like going down that rabbit hole, know that even if you do think Jews are smarter, their supposed IQ advantage wouldn't come close to explaining how overrepresented they are. See this paper
Aw,
by Kevin
bitch.
McDonald, which soundly deals with that issue. So if it's not a physiological difference, maybe there's something inherent to their culture which makes them particularly well suited to careers in media. While this claim would be difficult to prove since it deals with the non-definite area of sociology, I think it might be possible.
Like, do you know how tempted I am? Like, why did I choose it? Why do I like this game? It's literally people play in the worst fucking way ever, and I just have to either lay down, and I'm not interested in fucking laying. Look what this nigga's fucking piece of shit. Look what I'm talking about, man. Nigga's just hiding. You know how boring that is? I'm so fucking bored just sitting down all day. I mean, I understood camping was a problem in this game, but this is actually fucking disgusting. Wait, I said infected by rat mods? Nigga, infected what, bruh? He infected my fucking games with some fucking sweat pussies from Mexico. Dicks that smell like rotten elotes. Thank you, bro. Let's do it again, bro.
To looking at all of Elon Musk's tweets and all of those other podcasts, I also looked at a list of around 1,000 of the top creators on YouTube according to a list on Wikipedia and examined who on that list was Jewish. That spreadsheet, by the way, is also available in the description. If there was something inherent to Jewish culture which made them great in media, then we would expect Jewish individuals to dominate YouTube. But what do we find? Only 4% of those creators are Jewish, a figure much more in line with their population, and one which can, I think, be adequately explained by mundane factors like having a more urban population, for example. So what causes this discrepancy? 4% on YouTube versus 40% or sometimes more on some of the world's most popular mainstream shows. Well, I can't say for sure. Again, I don't want to speculate too much in these videos, but I will note that I think it's kind of odd when you have a meritocratic platform like YouTube, where anybody can make a channel and succeed. Jews don't seem to enjoy the same advantage they do in shows where the guests are hand-chosen from a
Damn, I
small
wish I
group
joined
of
somebody else's
individuals.
shit.
In furtherance of the study, I plan
I
on
feel bad
expanding
being
this
in the
list to
enemy
include
team.
far
Look, the
more
same thing, bro. I'm on the ops team.
and
Look how
to
he's
add
look how
other
he's
areas
playing,
of
guys.
media that might be
I'm
studied.
going on the cover to
For the
show
time
you,
being, I think
expose
this
this
is
shit.
sufficient, and it was good to rely
And
on
the pussy
Wikipedia
gets a
list
kill
because
thanks to
it took
me.
that decision-making process of who to include or exclude from the list out of my hands, so nobody can accuse me of charity. In any case, I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm happy to simply put this data out in the world and not speculate on it too much myself, in the hopes that it will facilitate a good conversation around a topic that I think desperately needs to be discussed. It would and should have been discussed years ago were it not for the gatekeepers, largely conservatives, but also liberals who would slander anybody who tried to broach this topic, even in good faith. To that end, Mr. Musk, if you feel like discussing this topic with anyone
Everyone's
in
just playing like
detail,
pussies.
feel free to reach out to me, and it can be arranged.
Where is he? Pussy! And I secured the UAV for us, boy. Thank goodness to the marksman thing, bro. Marksman, I might have to keep that, bro, because I am an AR user. Sorry, I'm
recently
choosing
made
another
the
video.
mistake of watching Netflix's new docudrama series on Alexander the Great. Overall, not a fan, and mostly because of how they chose to take liberties and how they presented some of the history. And I think you all know what I'm talking about. Throughout the entire series, the daughter of Queen Statira is referred to as Barsine, when in reality this probably wasn't even her real name, and most ancient sources don't call her anything other than Statira II.
Boy! Switch hitter, boy.
Or the fact
Faster
that
than
they speculate
reloading.
wildly on things which have no solid proof anywhere in our histories, like when Alexander impregnates Darius' wife. Nothing in the ancient sources suggests anything like this. This is pure speculation. Or it's the fact that they completely skip key aspects of Alexander's story. They infantilize battles that reduce to screaming men running at each other out of formation, or that it fails completely as an educational series. Or maybe it's that they made Alexander gay. Only 8 minutes into the first episode of the series, and we have it stated unambiguously that Alexander was in a gay relationship with his lifelong friend, the faze. And of course we get the same tired, faux scholarly explanations for this. Same-sex relationships were quite the norm throughout the Greek world. They weren't. The Greeks didn't even have a word for homosexuality. They did. Several, in fact. And what's telling, they were all negative. I don't even understand the logic on this one. How could something be widely practiced but no one even had a word for it? Clearly, this is nothing more than a regurgitation of the exact same slop that modern scholars have been trying to feed the world on the subject of ancient homosexuality for the past few decades. But okay, if they're going to claim Alexander and Hephaestion specifically were gay, what are they basing this on? Well, honestly, I'm not sure. The documentary is bad at providing evidence for their claims at the best of times.
I need a gun, I need a gun. Fucking bitch, I needed a gun.
Doesn't even hint at what in the historical record might have suggested that the two were gay. And I think I can tell you why. There is not even one historical account which refers to Hephaestion
Damn
as anything other than Alexander's friend. This is just a plain fact, attested to by all scholars, including those from the pro-gay
Come on,
side.
shoot,
See here a
bitch.
quote from Robin Lane Fox, very much on the pro-gay side. Arian,
Damn, man.
Plutarch, three of our primary sources on Alexander, refer to Hephaestion as nothing other than Helos, which means friend.
He
Curtius
killed me in
and
one
Justin, two
shot.
of our other main sources on Alexander, only use animals. And what's more, Arian within the exact same work does refer at least once to two men as Erastes and Erymanos, hinting at a possible sexual connection between those two. And further reinforcing plain fact, attested to by all scholars, including those from the pro-gay side. See here a quote from Rock. Exception. The man doing the voiceover doesn't even...
Payback, bitch. Oh, I should have came at him with a throwing knife.
hint at what in the historical record might have suggested that the two were gay. And I think I can tell you why. There is not even one historical account which refers to Hephaestion as anything other than Alexander's friend. This is just a plain fact, attested to by all scholars, including those from the pro-gay side. See here a quote from Robin Lane Fox, very much on the pro-gay side. Arian, Diodorus, and Plutarch, three of our primary sources on Alexander, refer to Hephaestion as nothing other than Helos, which means friend. Curtius and Justin, two of our other main sources on Alexander, only use animals. And what's more, Arian within the exact same work does refer at least once to two men as Erastes and Erymanos, hinting at a
Yo,
possible
it's the same gang as back, bro. We got Princess Jules. And for oh, it's base, bro. Mexicali, baby. Oh, he left. Who's Broly, bro? I'm gonna add him because of his name. He literally has my profile picture. See if he wants to be my friend. I could use some friends on this game, man. 5-sided Pistagon, bitch. Let me see what emblems I got. I like this one. Damn. Drifter. That's actually cute. Oh, emo girls. Oh, lustful. My girlfriend would not approve. Nor would Christ. Would Christ approve of that emblem? He probably won't.
sexual connection between those two. And what's more, Arian within the exact same work does refer at least once to two men as Erastes and Arimaeus, hinting at a possible sexual connection between those two, and further reinforcing the fact that Alexander and Hephaestion would not have been described using those terms. This is really all you need to know. Alexander and Hephaestion being gay is necessarily speculation. Speculation that just happens to coincide with the modern political orthodoxy on homosexuality. But now I'd like to take a brief minute and tell you about the sponsor of today's video, Aura. The personal information of you and your loved ones is unfortunately not secure on the internet. Data brokers are constantly selling your personal information, including your name, your address, and even your health records to spammers and scammers alike. So that's where Aura comes in. Aura can show you exactly which data brokers are selling your information and automatically send opt-out requests to them all. So this not only will severely reduce the number of spam calls and emails that you receive, but much more vitally, it will protect your personal information and stop.
Oh, I'm getting a sponsor, bro.
With Aura. So if you want to enhance your,
I mean, he gotta make his money.
This is not hyperbole or me trying to be glib. The main reason they say they were gay is because when Hephaestion died unexpectedly, Alexander was upset. This seems like a lie that they would base their entire speculation on.
Yeah, that's actually real cringe, bro. Like, it's so sad how poisoned male friendships are. They're just turned into fucking quasi-homosexuality, man. Like, if I put my arm around him, I'm not even gonna say that anymore. This is a real talk. Put my arm around a dude, it's interpreted as gay. If I say goodnight, you know, just any type of shit, bro. And this is all by women, too. This isn't even, like, other dudes just making that shit gay. I mean, they join in, too, because they want to get fucking laid. But it's all women just talking shit. Shitting on the male bond. And this is an example of it, bro. Emasculating Alexander the Great because he had a close friend. The fuck is wrong? Like, look at Christ. You know, he hugged and said, "I love you" to his, his disciples. They kissed, like, not on the cheek, obviously, but you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure they did. I'm pretty sure Judas kissed Christ on the head. But things like that, bruh. Just like, it's nothing. Could be totally platonic, man. Not platonic. Okay, that sounds weird. Okay, but, you know what I'm saying. It's not gay. Stop polluting male friendships, feminists. Thank you.
Here are just a few examples of genuine scholars saying that this really is the reason why they think they were gay. And check the citation for more.
Oh shit!
They're smoking guns.
Oh
Exactly
shit!
how intense
He
the
sucks,
grief
man.
of your dead friend have to be to cop gay allegations. Well, it was dramatic for sure. All authors agree on that, and they only differ really in the details. I'll read you Arrian's account in full to give you an idea. Until the third day after Hephaestion's death, Alexander neither tasted food nor paid any attention to his personal appearance, but lay on the ground, either bewailing or silently mourning. That he also ordered a funeral pyre to be prepared for him in Babylon at the expense of 10,000 talents, some say at a still greater cost. That a decree was published throughout all of the barbarian territory for the observance of a public mourning. Many of Alexander's companions dedicated themselves in their arms to the dead Hephaestion in order to show their respect to him. And the first to begin the artifice was Eumenes, whom we a short time ago mentioned as having been at variance with him. This he did that Alexander might not think he was pleased at Hephaestion's death. Alexander did not appoint anyone else to be commander of the companion cavalry in place of Hephaestion, so that the name of that general...
I know he's gonna come back for his century.
But that division of cavalry was still called Hephaestion's, and a figure made from Hephaestion went in front of him.
Oh, is this a support? No, it's not salt. Okay.
Musical contest, much more magnificent than any of the preceding, both in the multitude of competitors and in the amount of money expended upon them. For he provided 3,000 competitors in all.
What?
Said that these men, a short
Damn,
time
man,
after,
sneaky
also
mofo.
competed in the games held at Alexander's own funeral. Does Arrian or any other writer suggest that Alexander was upset because Hephaestion was his lover?
Oh, I thought.
As stated above, no historian ever wrote that he was anything other than his friend. Realistically, and this is a bit of speculation on my part, the only reason this episode was probably given as much attention as it got was because people thought Alexander's behavior to be shameful. By openly displaying so much emotion and taking his grieving too far beyond the limits of what was acceptable, he was acting like a woman, which is unbecoming. It seems that any time a man had an overly emotional reaction in the ancient world, it was recorded in order to denigrate and shame him. Take, for instance, in the case of Hadrian and Antipas, or take Seneca, who described how he chastised his friend for being too upset that his son had died. Lucian, in his Dialogues of the Dead, has the dead Philip scolding Alexander over his affection for Hephaestion. So far from these histories being an attempt to eulogize a beautiful love, they were basically just calling Alexander a pansy for caring so much. While we're at this, we may as well discuss every other way that they tried to make Alexander and
Hephaestion buddies. For one that I feel the need to discuss quickly here, often in relation to this discussion, you will hear a quote by Aristotle brought up wherein friendship is described as one soul abiding in two bodies. Now, almost every time this is brought up by the pro-gay side, they'll say that Aristotle was describing Alexander and Hephaestion. Whereas if you actually look up the quote, you'll see that Aristotle was just describing friendship in general, with no regard to Alexander and Hephaestion or any particular pair. Apparently some truth had to be sacrificed in that transition from sober, scholarly examination to thinly veiled propaganda. Next, we have to talk about pederasty. It's argued that pederasty was the norm in the culture, so it's not unreasonable to assume Alexander and Hephaestion were Eromenos and Erastes, and to then, on top of this, assume their pederastic relationship was sexual. The main problem is that the scholars who argue this are using the model of pederasty as described by Kenneth Dover in his book Greek Homosexuality. In this model, pederasty is a sexual relationship between a youth of about 12 to 18 years old and an older man in his 20s to early 30s before marriage. Any male-on-male relationships outside of this framework were generally considered unacceptable. Now, I do have issues with this model of pederasty. I don't think the sexual element was as commonplace or unproblematic as they like to say it is, but let's assume it's basically true for the sake of the argument. The problem then becomes that Alexander and Hephaestion were roughly the same age, within a year or two of each other at most. So the Dover model wouldn't work, and this relationship would have been considered...
Oh, he's not ready for me, bro, ever.
It's therefore unlikely that this could have carried on without a single biographer mentioning anything about it, and as we have seen, it did. And as a quick addendum to this section, although nobody ever accused Alexander of being a pederast in the
Oh shit, that was an accident!
fashion that is being involved with a younger man, it does still bear mentioning that on at least 2 occasions he
One more kill, bro.
denied such pederastic relationships.
Don't fuck this up.
To him. See the citations for more details on these cases. So,
Oh no!
two mentions that
A
we have
one
of
shot!
Alexander and pederasty.
Bro, what? I hit him way worse than that.
Reasonable to conclude that he was never
Oh my
involved in what
goodness.
he
Whatever.
called
At least I got a
Dover as
UAV.
sexual pederastic relationship.
Be happy with what you
Another
get,
tactic
boys.
they use against
I mean, compared to how
Alexander is
shitty I was
try and
doing
show that he
earlier, I
wasn't
better be
sexually
grateful.
attracted to women. Ipso facto, he must have
Oh,
been
if I laid on the floor, I would have got his ass. Dude, I'm
Because
tired.
first
Man,
of
he
all,
just...
He was married 3 times.
He pulled out the freaking Viper.
To Roxana of Bactria, Statira II, daughter of Darius, and Perisatus II. And he had at least one legitimate child survived by his marriages. Additionally, Plutarch tells us that he had at least one lover named Barsine before his first marriage, with whom he may have had an
Damn it.
illegitimate child.
They're doing...
named
That Viper
Heracles.
guy is a
There could have even
fucking
been
monster
more
right now.
instances besides. Now,
He's
of
a
course,
bitch.
the standard reply to this will be, just because he was into women doesn't mean he wasn't also into men. Which is true, but perhaps a little dishonest. These are the same people that love to accuse men who never got married or never had children of being gay also. See, for example, Hadrian, Isaac Newton, Nikola Tesla, Beethoven, James Buchanan, Hume, Kierkegaard, Da Vinci, Nietzsche, Thoreau, Van Gogh, Vivaldi, and Voltaire. I'm just saying that if not getting married suggests that you might be gay, then certainly getting married 3 times suggests that you might not be. Speculation aside, though, let's examine some
go.
of what the contemporary
I got a positive
historians say
ratio.
about his sexuality. If we believe some of the more
This guy's smart, man. Leather apron club.
outlandish stories, then Alexander maintained a personal harem of 365 concubines, having a new lady every day of the year. We also get the awesome story from Diodorus where a tribe of 300 Amazonians descends from the mountains and demands Alexander impregnate their queen. He is happy to oblige and then spends the next 13 days in the mountains with them and apparently leaves them all very happy and satisfied. While these stories are both unfortunately probably not true, there are some more grounded instances of Alexander showing a definite sexual attraction towards women. In one anecdote, Alexander is lusting over a minstrel girl entertaining him in his company one night. This girl, however, was brought by his friend, Antipatritus, and when Antipatritus said that he was interested in this girl, Alexander was upset but pursued it no further. In another instance, Alexander is commenting on the attractiveness of Persian women, basically calling them all ugly. Now, sure, he wasn't attracted to these women, but this isn't the type of statement made by someone who is ambivalent about how women look in general. So if we can so easily establish that Alexander was attracted to women, what sorts of arguments are these people using to say that he wasn't? First, they argue that because some sources say that Alexander had a general disinterest in sex, he must have been gay. He was much less addicted to wine than was generally believed. That which gave people occasion to think so of him was that when he had nothing else to do, he loved to sit long and talk, rather than drink, and over every cup hold a long conversation. For when his affairs called upon him, he would not be detained, as other generals often were, either by wine or sleep or play, sex, spectacles, or any other diversion whatsoever. Curtius commented on this behavior as well. He was fond of wine, but not to the extent of drunkenness. When he had...
Damn, this whole lobby is so different from what I was just looking at. Other than Broly, but other than that, Princess Jules, everyone's gone.
leisure, he remained along a table. The rather for social intercourse than excessive drinking. He scorned sensual pleasures to such an extent that his mother was anxious lest he might be unable to beget offspring. This manner of life he continued for a long time, and showed himself a great and noteworthy king. Gradually, however, carried away by his good fortune, he changed his habits and lost his former self-control. At one point, Alexander seems so apathetic towards sex that his mother hires a famous prostitute to sleep with her son, but he eventually refuses. Why exactly his mother hired this prostitute is
Damn, what a Chad. Says no to a famous prostitute. I mean, I wouldn't fold, but I mean, if I'm that high, I mean, who gives a shit, man? It's a fucking bop.
unclear. In a somewhat bizarre take,
It's a
Athenaeus
bop.
tells us that it's because she was concerned that his
I got
drinking
worlds to
partner
conquer.
would have made him
I ain't got no
sick,
time to
and she
fuck
was
with a
concerned.
bop, bitch.
Alexander carried
motherfucker
his
still
carousing to
sucks
such a
ass.
point, according
Damn.
to Charistius of Pergamon in historical notes, that he even went reveling in a chariot drawn by asses. The Persian kings did this too, Charistius says. Perhaps, therefore, it was for this reason that he had no appetite for sexual indulgence. For Aristotle, in his Physical Problems, says that the semen of such persons becomes watery. Hieronymus, in his epistles, quotes Theophrastus as saying that Alexander
Fuck
was
off.
not in good condition for sexual commerce. Olympius, Aristotle, and Philip were aware of this, and actually caused the Thessalian courtesan Calixena, who was a very beautiful woman, to lie with him, for they feared he might prove to be a womanish man. And Olympius
Fuck
also
you,
had
dog.
intercourse with Calixena.
Fuck.
So
I
in
kept
that
getting
quote,
caught in the
some
middle of
mentions that his
switching,
parents
throwing,
and Aristotle were potentially
throwing it
concerned that he
back,
would become a womanish man,
being a
essentially
bitch.
become gay. But of course, this too doesn't fit with a common
Fucking
narrative.
bitch.
If being gay was so common at the time, then why would they have cared? The pro-gay side is really just clutching at straws here when they're trying to prove that Alexander was gay just because he was a Volso. A more sober examination of his life would
Volso.
simply show that he was a morally upright man. According to all reliable accounts, he never had a mistress while married. After their capture in battle, he never treated the wife or daughter of Darius poorly. And frankly, we should expect this type of behavior. Alexander wasn't a brute. He was a philosopher warrior king, brought up in the most venerable intellectual tradition in the West, tutored by Aristotle of all.
Why you?
I'm going to go out on a limb here, if possibly not that far out on the limb, and say that regardless of whether or not Alexander was gay, Netflix's decision to include this scene was politically motivated. First, like we said, it is included at the 8-minute mark of the first episode. Even if he was gay, it was clearly an unimportant aspect of his life, given that nobody ever mentioned it. Of everything Alexander accomplished, of everything interesting that happened to him in his life, this is
Fucking
not
bitch.
something
Thought
that
you could
should be brought to
lunge.
the forefront, except possibly
Had to
in a
reload,
society which
'cause you were
looks to put
camping, huh?
homosexuality on a
Fucking
pedestal
bitch.
at every opportunity. Just consider what the showrunners left out in order to make sure they included this gay scene. Perhaps they could have shown him taming Bucephalus, the untamable horse, shown him defeating this important aspect of his life, given that nobody ever mentioned it.
Yeah, I
Of
know.
everything
Damn, first thing
Alexander
Netflix
accomplished,
does
of
is just
everything
go
interesting that
anal.
happened to him in his life, this is not something that should be brought to the forefront, except possibly in a society which looks to put homosexuality on a pedestal at every opportunity. Just consider what the showrunners left out in order to make sure they included this gay scene. Perhaps they could have shown him taming Bucephalus, the untamable horse, shown him defeating the sacred band of Thebes at the age of 18, or looked at the time he spent as a student with Aristotle, where Hephaestion, by the way, was one of his classmates. This also could have been used to develop his friendship with Hephaestion in a more meaningful way. But instead, the two are no more connected than two metrosexuals who met on Grindr. The other reason we can be pretty sure this was political is that it is otherwise completely unreasonable for the showrunners to present as fact what is a very contentious claim. This is bad history at best and dishonest propagandizing at worst. So was Alexander gay? No. In short, there is not a single piece of evidence from any historical
Wow.
source, even from authors that were hostile to him, that he was. Any attempts by modern scholars to tease out hints of a gay Alexander are specious and wishful thinking on the parts of bad actors trying to push a modern political agenda. Thank you all for watching.
I'm tired of these motherfuckers just hiding in that one fucking house. They're all just packed in there like a bunch of bitches at a frat party. Let's see what he says about ancient Greece. So now I'm gonna learn about ancient Greece. Let's see if he has the
Is
sources.
full of examples and accounts of same-sex relationships.
Which country is this? That's the gay flag. Ah, Greece.
Homosexuality was compulsory.
Same-sex relationships were totally normal.
Who was gayer, Romans or Greek?
Homoerotic desire.
An elite military unit that was entirely queer.
Same-sex
What
relationships
the
were
fuck?
well known in ancient Greece.
It was a weird.
Composed of paired
Damn, bro.
Probably heard it said
This is
before,
the legacy of the Greeks.
homosexuality was
Fuck this guy, man. All right, that's it, man. If y'all really want this shit out of me, all right,
a
niggas.
homosexual paradise where gods and men alike held openly gay relationships that represented the highest ideals.
Man, look how terrible this is, bro. And I'm already getting shot off spawn.
What did the playwrights, the statesmen, and the philosophers
I'm joining again. I'm resetting my
and our
stats.
collective conscience say on the matter of homosexuality? And to what extent might academics' views on modern homosexuality be influencing the conversation? These are the people, after all, who told us that these guys from Pomp.
All right, good. I'll just try again, man. Damn. What the hell happened to my... Elgato. I wasn't even that long. Come on. I was just reading. I'm in the comment section of his joint. I had to verify the sources, bro. Oh shit, another lobby. Let's go.
They were gay, and that this guy was jerking off. But anyway, these above questions will serve as our muse in this video. To begin though, let's clearly and fairly establish the pro-gay argument. They say that, number one, homosexuality was widespread in ancient Greece, mostly in the form of pederasty. an educational but also very sexual relationship between an elder and a minor male. Number 2, homosexuality was widely accepted by the populace. And number 3, the sexual dynamic between two people is very different from that of today. They say that to the Greeks, it wasn't a matter of homosexual and heterosexual sex, but it was a matter of active versus passive
I actually
sex,
love this gun.
i.e. penetrator and penetrated, and the sex of the partner didn't matter. As long as you're the one doing the penetrating, you were considered the manly one. I contend, contrary to all this, that while of course homosexuality did exist, as it always does, it was extremely limited in scope and hotly contested. What did exist was limited to the
Damn it.
practice of
I wanted to get a
pederasty
sniper
among
class.
a small and perverse subset of the elite. Many or even most of the elites opposed this practice because it was clearly harmful to the boys. Meanwhile, adult male-on-male relationships were universally condemned as unnatural and shameful, even among those elites who were actively involved in sexual relationships with little boys. Amazon's The Rings of Power show will not fail. It is impossible for it to fail. It may receive horrible audience reviews like so many of these other race-baiting panderfests we've seen published in the last decade, and it will very likely lose money, seeing as how the show is the most expensive entertainment product ever created. But these facts are inconsequential because the show is not being created to entertain, nor to make money for Amazon. The show is being created rather to spite, demoralize, and destroy the fans of the traditional Tolkien-esque fantasy setting. A group who happens to be the bane and number one enemy of the modernist movement, white men. No producer in their right mind thought that inserting so many out-of-place black characters into what is clearly a European-inspired fantasy world would make the show more entertaining or more compelling as a piece of art. But they did think that it would make the show, air quotes, better at accomplishing their goals, that is. As long as even a few hundred people watch this show, it will be spun into a monumental victory for them, because they've entered into what has always been white man's territory and removed white men from it. And while this is just an entertainment series, it's important to take note of this since it is, of course, a microcosm of what is happening in the West at large. To take this victory is more than worth the multi-billion-dollar price tag the series has on it. And frankly, Amazon doesn't even have a direct way to make money off of the series. Rather, it will all be reckoned in nebulous figures such as views, subscriber count, merchandise sales, and press coverage, none of which can be directly tied to a dollar amount because of the show, and none of which we can even verify as outsiders. Even the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes is suspect when Amazon has billions of dollars and Bangladeshi click farms can be hired for pennies. So basically, Amazon can say the series made them however much money they want to say it did. And the company has so much money anyways that they basically don't need to ever worry about making more. It's funny how that happens when you become the country's #1 provider of everything. So dispense with the boomer notion that companies even exist to make money. Money comes freely these days. There's no need for those blessed few
I'm getting sick to my head.
value to come by. And now freed from their need to turn a profit, these companies have become nothing more than vehicles by which to promote their owners' political platforms. Oh, so the Lord of the Rings series will lose us $1 billion? It's okay. The show is important. It's important to see POCs in a white space. Black Panther, though? Nah, Wakanda forever. Stay out, whitey. By the way, just how was the original Lord of the Rings movie series so successful when it featured a 100% white cast? Well, minus half a cent. This is just a theory, but perhaps everyone, even the most liberal among us, recognize that this is natural. This makes sense because this is obviously based on this. And we know that this is natural, historical, and realistic. This could really happen. Meanwhile, things like this create things like this, not this. People don't like having their minds bent with the cognitive dissonance required to square these ideas in their head while they're watching an entertainment product. I've tried, trust me, but my mind absolutely refuses to accept this.
Zombies Chronicles has got to be the best DLC for Call of Duty since Resurrection, giving us 8 classic maps fully remastered for the next generation of consoles. But even though they are very faithful to the originals, there are still various changes that were made to each map, so I wanted to go through and show off all the ones that I've noticed. But first I want to go over
Fucking bitch, dude!
multiple maps.
Fucking death
Now has
streaks.
gobblegum machines, double tap has been replaced with double tap 2.0, and PhD flopper has been replaced with widow's wine. The spare
Oh, that's the worst change ever. Fuck you, nigga!
new 1v1 Wonder Fizz machines were added to all of the maps.
I'm getting
except
fucking
Shangri-La
hot right
and
now,
Toten
bro.
and
These
Warzone.
niggas are just like
Granting access to
sitting
perks
down,
like powers
scooting on their
presents.
asses,
Background music on some
pre-aiming.
maps like Nacht, Verrucht, and Keynote or Toten were removed.
Some
You
microwave
can
ass
run through
strategies right
debris
now.
immediately upon opening it, whereas before you would have to wait for it to clear out.
P90
On
was the
Ascension,
best, bro.
Shangri-La, and Moon, characters will no longer react to Easter egg songs. Death
Terrible,
Wish and
damn,
Fire Sale
terrible
adds all
recoil
maps
though.
that didn't already have them, although it is impossible to get a fire sale naturally on Nacht. These maps have updated weapons, which includes access to weapon kits and the alternate ammo types. But I mainly bring this up because the new wall weapons often differ from what was originally there, both in price and type of weapon, and any weapon-specific quotes for guns that are no longer in the game have been cut.
Hey, look! A new toy!
For the first time, grenade impacts do damage on the World at War maps. The round progression music has been changed for each map except Nocturne, Toten, and Origins. Mystery Box now has a blue light on the World at War maps, where originally it was either absent or a different color. Any special zombie behaviors like marching or trying to dodge bullets have been removed. Semtex grenades are absent from any maps that originally.
I need to lower the volume, it's a little loud.
Finally, each map has received various little Easter eggs,
Fucking.
both visual and audio.
My goodness, bro. Why do I gotta be ass in FPS?
But those are the
Why did
changes
God
that
bless
apply
me
to multiple maps.
with
Now let's get
with
into
a
specifics
fighting
of
game talent, but not FPS talent? I'd rather be a well-rounded gamer than a fucking pussy who's fighting fucking pussies, nigga. I fucking hate these pussies.
I am comparing this map as well as Nocturne, Toten, and Chino
Look, this little pussy's shooting at me again from out of nowhere.
that they seem to be primarily based on.
Look at you, fucking pussy, bro. Fucking pussy. Stop running, bitch. Fucking assholes. Get your boyfriend, man. Pick him up, nigga.
Replaced with the Wonderwall. I wonder if this is because they felt like the Wonderwall was the better gun for the map.
Incel ass bitch. What an incel, bro. I hope I get enough kills.
For Noctadare on Toten, the mule kick machine was
Oh,
placed
hell
on a
no.
different wall. If I had to guess, this is probably to force players to
Fuck, man. I knew I almost fucked as soon as I looked down at him.
The price of the weapon cabinet
As soon as I looked up.
1,500 points to 5,000. It is also treated more like a special wall buy than a mystery purchase, with the locust being referenced by name and even getting its own chunk outline. And the character quotes, which were included in
Fucking bitch. I hate you, nigga.
which is more in line with the World at War version. Also, like the World at War version, the intro.
I'm tired of jump scares. I'm tired of getting shot from nothing. Throwing a kill.
Next up, Kino Dare Toten. In the spawn room, the zombies will now approach through this doorway, which they never did in Black Ops. This map has received 2 new wall weapons, the Vesper in the stairway by Mule Kick, and the M8A7 in this room overlooking the alley. Nova 6 zombies cannot be made into crawlers, and when you return to the mainframe, sometimes the horde of zombies will run in from the theater like they did in the original.
Interesting ways to explain the difference for Chronicles. I did not know you can not turn crawlers into, crawlers into crawlers.
Probably has something to do with being far enough away from the zombies to despawn them.
I honestly don't like BO3 Chronicles. I think Black Ops 1 was the best remasters, in my opinion. Pussy was just hiding there.
The 2 bosses, the Napalm and Shrieker zombies, both die when you get too far away from them, though this affects the Napalm zombie much more often because of how slow they are, which is a real pain during the Easter egg. Also, remember earlier when I mentioned that a lot of wall weapons were altered? Well, as part of that, there are no shotgun wall buys available on the Black Ops 3 version of Shangri-La, making it the only map in Zombies history to not have one. Well, at least for traditional round-based maps.
I should have got him with a throwing knife, bro. He tried to do it to me. I'm gonna do it to you, boy. I'm gonna get a final kill on you, boy.
Although their actual physical eye are
Fuck you, man. Get out my fucking way, bitch. Damn it.
The ones from the crazy place, however,
I just want a throwing knife kill, man.
the Panzer Soldat is a lot harder to take down than before. I mean, I couldn't find any stats to prove this, but he definitely feels tougher.
Yeah, no, the Panzer Soldat is a bullet sponge in BO3. It's terrible.
Those weird details from the Black Ops 2 HUD, like the floating perks or the persistent gramophone in the corner, have been fixed with the new Black Ops 3 HUD. And to account for the gobblegums, some of the controls had to be changed. The shield is now equipped by pressing down on the D-pad, and the Maxis drone is now right on the D-pad. However, the Maxis drone and the trip mines have the same input, which means that you can no longer have both at the same time. For For Ascension,
I just need
3
this.
new wall buys were added: the CUDA behind the second RK5 spot, the ICR next to Lander F, and the KN-44 in the area outside Pack Punch. The Easter egg song Not Ready to Die from Call of the Dead can be activated by knifing the 3 red phones while they ring. No more monkeys jumping in the spawn room. They will only use the stairs to reach the lower level and will not jump down like before. When your perks are being stolen, they will no longer beep. Richtofen is in his standard outfit instead of his alternative one, and unlike the Wonder Fizz machines on any other map, Ascensions only gives 2 perks, Deadshot and Double Tap. This was probably done so that the machine could not be used to bypass the monkey rounds, but there is actually a cool way that you can still do this. You just gotta go get your wallet and enter your credit card. With Shino Numa, we can see that the meteor is now blue instead of red, like how it is in the Origins intro. The puddles in this path leading to the storage hut are absent, allowing you to run through at full speed. The map is significantly less foggy than before. Quick Revive has been moved to the first room, and Mule Kick will now be in one of the 4 huts. But what's interesting is that Quick Revive will still be shown when it cycles through the perks, and Mule Kick will not. Furthermore, it will always cycle through all 4 perks, even the ones you've unlocked in other locations, unlike in previous versions where it would only show the perks you hadn't found yet. This wall weapon in the main building was removed, but there are 5 new ones that were added. The Vesper outside the doctor's quarters, the Argus near the fishing hut, the CUDA by the storage hut, and the BMP and another Argus outside the comm room. We are on to the last map, Move, which actually has a lot more changes than any of the others. The Bowie knife is now completely inaccessible without depressurizing the lab. Grenades are unaffected by low gravity. At the start of a match, Hellhounds can now spawn before the first alarm. The astronaut will only spawn in the receiving bay, something that would get a lore explanation in Black Ops 4. The button to equip the astronaut
Oh shit.
helmet or the
I can't
helmet
see. Fuck you, man.
down on the D-pad
He didn't give me a throwing knife. I was about to say, if he got me a throwing knife, I would have been
Ascension,
pissed.
Richtofen does not use his alternate
I mean, I would have been
outfit.
impressed a little bit,
Eyes
but
of
pissed,
zombies are
because
very
I couldn't see that.
similar to how they would do with Vulture Aid.
Bro, it's
They
just
even
fucking,
poke through the astronaut's visor.
this
The
fucking,
comms in the
this
spacesuit
female, bro.
let you hear other characters
Dude, this
talking.
motherfucker's going on a throwing knife Riz kill streak.
Pyramid is being opened as we change. And finally, the Easter egg is now entirely doable in solo, but this also makes Richtofen the only playable character.
Fucking faggots. You guys want to pop out at the same time with your fucking boyfriend. Look at them niggas from both sides, bruh. Hitting a lick like pussies.
Some of them may not have been intentional, and others likely due to constraints that they faced, but for the most part,
modern art is generally considered to be less than. Some would even say outright ugly. Some don't consider it art at all, and not without reason. All of these images I'm showing you in this introduction, by the way, are from a New York Times article on the 25 works of art that define the contemporary age. And I'm not even cherry picking these. This was the first article I got from my first Google search looking for pieces of modern art. And I'm literally showing every result in this article as they are listed. Now,
Yeah, I'll
before
play
I
like
go
a
any
pussy,
further,
man.
I will state that
Because
this
everybody else
video
plays
is
like
not
pussy, so why shouldn't I?
intended
Damn,
to
another throwing knife
general
kill, man. I'm impressed.
There are tons of examples of art created today which are great, or beautiful. No, this video is more about the implications of the absolute ugliest art that is being made today, being held up as the best, even revered as sorts of semi-religious relics in some case. Now, why is this? Why are dozens of articles
Probably money laundering.
award-winning Petra, a metal and silicone statue of a German policewoman,
Get out, pussy.
complete with
Get the
artificial
fuck
hero,
out.
or any of the images shown in the
Camper.
Times article, while nobody talks about with the same reverence?
Dude, this guy's just
very
killing with
real
throwing knives, bro. He
people
gotta have like an
are
aim
great
assist.
for things like fantasy novels.
Just throwing knives with a crazy aim assist in this joint. I used to get crazy kills with throwing knives when I was playing this game as a kid.
200 years ago, that they would not be praised as masterpieces today. Now, some may recognize the inherent ugliness
No.
of modern art, and yes,
Dude, I was doing good. I'm either gonna get into a shitty lobby or hack the lobby, or I'm gonna just join back. Don't worry. Who was on my team though? It was this dude. This dude's nice, bro. Damn it! And someone took my spot immediately. That is weird. That's so weird. I literally got kicked off this game. I got kicked off my own lobby, bro. I swear, it might be a modder.
you'll not view this as signifying anything particularly important in itself. After all, they say, art imitates life. So, a degradation in the beauty of modern art.
faze, or entomophagy, if you prefer. It's been talked about a lot the past few years, but it seems that whenever it is, it's in the context of some anti-World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab hating tyrant.
This talk, modern art, must simply come downstream of a degradation in society as a whole. Some even like to point out that the modern art period coincides with a major shift in the Western world. That, quote, modern art only began being produced with the decline of Christianity and the beginnings of total warfare on a global scale.
Damn it, dude.
These more grim circumstances, they argue, naturally produce art which is darker, more detached.
What's he doing, dude? Did he actually get an authentic triple kill, or is he a fucking hacker, man? Because I can't fuck with that, dude.
We must first fix.
He has 10 deaths. All right, no, that's authentic. He's authentic so
And if we
far.
look to the ancient world, it seems even to back up this argument.
I hate this map so much, bro. Who votes for this shit every time, bro?
Produced fantastic works of timeless and universal.
I hate this game actually. Now I'm just forcing myself because I want to level up, get my good perks, and get this fucking ball rolling because my dumbass said yes to prestige. It's fine, bro. 4 potential games. That's actually good, bro. It's actually really good numbers tonight for a lonely ass night, bro.
We can conclude from this art the various virtues these cultures held most strongly, and therefore how they thought one ought to live. If art is simply downstream of culture,
Good.
these pieces suggest
Wait this game
strong
out. This game
moral
sucks.
Culture. And indeed, many of these works do come from high periods in the history of these cultures. So while it is undoubtedly true that art imitates life, I think it would be foolish to assume that the reverse isn't also true, that life imitates art. To assume that the art that people come into contact with every day of their lives, including not just in art galleries, but in the architecture they pass every day.
Dude, can we get Dome? Like, Dome never shows up. Shittiest maps ever.
You an addict? Yeah.
Some anti-World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab hating tyrant.
You will eat the bounty. You will
And I understand why people feel emotional. It's natural to feel a
I eat too
personal
much bullshit, man. I ain't gonna lie. I need more meat in
and
my
to
fucking
react
diet.
negatively when people say they want to take it away.
I don't
What I'd
eat
like to
enough
do is bring
meat,
that
bro. No
conversation down to
protein. My
earth
diet's shit.
to evaluate the actual feasibility.
It could be better, bro. I just don't eat a lot. That's why I don't get fat yet. But I mean, I could. Shit. I mean, when I'm past a certain age, oof, I better be on my shit, bro. I'm a gut and everything, bro. Fuck aging.
Of making such a large-scale change to our global food production systems, and to show you without appeal to emotion or conspiracy that eating bugs just doesn't make sense. Now let's make it clear from the start. This is not a video defending the current food system, which has many problems, nor is it a video which aims to ignore the pollution that modernity has brought to the world, which, as a lover of nature, upsets me dearly. Rather, it's a critique of the idea that by changing just one part of
I'm sorry, bro. I feel like a camper doing that, but somebody gotta move.
magically solve all of its problems.
It's the same
When
shit
in
that I
reality,
got.
It's not any one
But it's gold,
particular
so I like
animal
it.
that is unsustainable. It's the entirety of the system itself. This is the main takeaway that I want to impress upon you.
Oh, here he is.
That aside from their frankly unpleasant nature, insects are a false savior. What we've been told about their main selling point, that they're more eco-friendly, is simply not true. Rather than being a fix to our current unsustainable agricultural systems, they are simply, if raised in the exact same way, a continuation of it, with all of its attendant pollution and soil depletion. I will note, though, that bug farming is not entirely a loss. In fact, it has immense potential and has actually already been proven effective by several companies. But these insects aren't being grown to be fed to humans, they're being grown for conventional farm animals like chickens and fish. Several different groups all around the world are using insects in their natural role as a cleanup crew in order to break down food waste, upcycling it into usable protein instead of letting it rot in a landfill, where it will produce methane. We'll discuss much more about these companies later, but for now, let's look at the bug question as it has been presented to us. The discussion surrounding human edible insects got started in earnest in 2012 at a conference held by the UN's Food and Agriculture Organization. the
What?
FAO. Out of this conference came a report in 2013 titled
Bro, I went to go eat
Edible
it. I just ate some
Insects,
chips.
Future Prospects for Food and Feed Security.
Bro sneaks me.
In the video description. Ever since
Bitch.
this report was published,
Why did I get a
it's been
revenge spawn?
favorite subject of almost every major news organization. And they've managed to plant the idea in the mind of your average person that we practically have no choice but to eat bugs in the future.
Here in London, eating insects isn't really a thing, but soon we might not have a choice.
What exactly are the arguments that are
Oh,
being
my
them?
fucking eye, bruh. I ate a chip, a hot Cheeto, and now it's in my damn eye.
This comes down to four main factors. Number one, reduced greenhouse gas emissions as compared to conventional farm animals, especially ruminants. Number two, reduced feed requirements. Number three, reduced water requirements. And number four, insects take up less land, especially as compared to grazing animals, who need access to at least an acre or two ahead. So let's examine each of these claims in turn and see how true they are.
Pussy.
Beginning with
There's always a
greenhouse
pussy in here. I swear I'm gonna bump
Let's
into
examine how
one.
much is emitted by conventional livestock first. According to the FAO in their research paper titled Livestock's Long Shadow, livestock are responsible for up to 18%
Fuck. I thought it was a teammate.
greenhouse gas emissions, consisting of
Pussy's so
9%
useless, bro. A
CO2,
pussy teammate literally saw him walk in and kill me. What a pussy, man. He's like analogous of police nowadays.
However, this number was later admitted by the author to be an overestimate, and a more recent FAO publication put the figure at 14.5%. That is
Bro, I keep touching my face.
14.5% of all of the world's greenhouse gas emissions.
Are you? I'm just tired of getting one-shotted, dude. Look how fucking gay this is.
Infrastructure.
I'm tired of shooting motherfuckers first and just getting my fucking
Now,
just
on the other,
killed, man.
more
Shoot first, die
capitalist
first,
economy,
man.
people will point
A
out that in
universal
many
rule.
countries, The percentage is far lower than that. In the U.S., for example, livestock account for around 4% of greenhouse gas emissions. Now, this is due partly to the fact that we have so many other greenhouse gas emitting industries, but also because our cows produce dairy and meat far more efficiently than in other countries, and therefore produce fewer emissions. But whatever the case may be, it is clear that livestock, and in particular ruminants, who are unique in their production of large quantities of methane, are a relevant source of greenhouse gases. Now, insects, by comparison, produce just a fraction of their emissions. In this 2010 study by researchers out of Wageningen University in the Netherlands, the Acada domesticus cricket produced around 1.5 kilograms of CO2 for every kilogram of body mass gained. This as compared to beef cattle at around 2.8 kilograms, an almost 50% difference. This difference has mostly to do with the insect's metabolism. Because they are cold-blooded animals and can't produce body heat, they don't use any energy to keep their bodies warm like mammals do. So this energy can be more efficiently used to grow the insect's body. But the differences are actually even more stark than just this 50% CO2 difference. Because ruminants produce more potent greenhouse gases such as methane and nitrous oxide in addition to CO2. If we reckon these animals' greenhouse gas figures in terms of CO2 equivalent gases, that is, we look at the greenhouse effect potential of the gases, then cows produce almost 1,400 times.
Ah, dude, it was too late.
Additionally, these greenhouse gas measurements were given in terms of the live body weight of the animals. When all is said and done, by weight, only around 40% of a cow's body is actually edible, whereas all of an insect's body is edible. And 80% of that is digestible, the rest seemingly acting as fiber. This multiplies the efficiency even further, because more than half of a cow is going to end up as byproducts, whereas 100% of the cricket is directly edible by humans.
What was I aiming at?
This argument seems pretty convincing, and I'm not even going to deny any of these figures, as they are all pretty much accurate. What I'd like to do instead is examine what they mean, and question if they're really a cause for alarm. Let's ask ourselves this.
Pussy,
If we
man.
were to
Look, he's
eat
not gonna
bugs,
move.
How much would it actually help the environment? Let's look first at the potential impacts on CO2. Going back to the Wageningen study discussed above, where crickets produce half the CO2 of cows. And that sounds great, but if we were to compare this to a more efficient animal, say a chicken raised for its meat, then the CO2 levels become nearly identical. And this finding has been reproduced in several studies too. Take this 2015 study by
faggot.
Mark Murphy and Michael Perel, which sought to determine how efficiently crickets could convert various
Always catch me in the middle
This
doing
metric is
something, man.
important when
That's
considering CO2,
how I get killed. I'm
largest impact
reloading.
that any farm animal
I'm
has on
throwing
its
equipment.
environment is
I'm
generally
calling
going
in
to
my
come
kill
from
streak.
food being forward. Now, in this study, one group of crickets raised on a diet of commercial animal feed had an almost identical protein conversion efficiency as industrially farmed chickens. In other words, they turned the protein in the feed into animal protein just as efficiently as chickens. This means that to produce a given amount of protein, crickets will consume the same amount of food and are therefore no more green in this regard than something that we already have all the infrastructure to raise, an animal we have been living with for thousands of years. Look too at this 2012 study, which found nearly identical food conversion ratios for chicken and mealworms. Food
Oh,
conversion
I
ratio
wish I
differs
threw a
slightly
knife.
from protein conversion efficiency in that it
I need to go
measures
soon.
only the weight of the food versus the weight of the harvested animal. But the conclusion is the same. Insects are no more efficient. In addition to the amount of feed,
Ugh, I want a
exactly the
positive
same
ratio.
or worse than existing farm animals, insect production considered as a whole will potentially produce more greenhouse gases as compared to chickens. This is because, again, insects are cold-blooded, so their enclosures need to be climate controlled much more strictly to optimize their growth as compared to warm-blooded animals, who can tolerate some temperature differences. And other studies have corroborated this energy finding as well, like that mealworm study just cited above. All of these findings led Lundy and Perel to conclude in their study that, quote, even if global demand for crickets were to exist at a much greater scale than it does at present, a novel protein source with a little or no protein conversion efficiency improvement compared to chickens is unlikely to justify the investment required to produce crickets at a scale of global significance. Now, you may think this is all irrelevant because these bugs were eating animal feed, which is basically human-grade food like corn, rice, flax, and soybeans. We shouldn't be feeding crickets human edible food anyhow. But the reality is, oftentimes, producers are forced to. Firstly, by simple economics. There is a reason why commercial farmers feed their chickens this feed. It's cheap, grows animals quickly, it's easy to source, and there's very little risk of disease as compared to things like human food waste. Additionally, according to the FAO, insects intended for human consumption need to be fed human-grade feed because their whole body, including the equivalent of their guts, is eaten. If they were to be fed post-consumer food waste or manure, they would likely harbor all sorts of pathogens and could not be sold to people. And we see this fact being played out in almost all commercial bug production facilities, almost all of which feed their insects corn, wheat, rice, flax, and soybeans, just like what chickens and pigs eat. In the rare cases where growers advertise that their insects consume byproducts, it's usually high-quality feed like cornmeal or distiller's grain, which would normally be fed to farm animals. But these are far and away the exception anyway. No matter where you look, it seems that farmed insects are being raised on high-quality, human edible food.
Yeah, so that is the InterCube proprietary feed. So we developed it ourselves. It's grain-based, the vitamins are optimized, protein optimized.
This isn't food on top. So what we do is it's really like a powder. We grind down organic chicken feed.
All of this casts serious doubts on what we've been sold about these animals being so eco-friendly. Now moving on to methane production. Many insects, including the Acadia domesticus, don't produce any methane at all. And this is going to account for almost all of the vast difference in the greenhouse gas emissions between bugs and cattle. To put the size of the problem into perspective, a cow produces on average 5.3 tons of CO2 equivalent gas a year, and your typical passenger vehicle produces around 4.6. There were 275 million registered vehicles in the U.S. as of 2020, and around 90 million cattle. So they really do produce quite a lot of greenhouse gases. Now before I go any further, again, know that I am not an apologist for cattle or the cattle industry. It does have several large problems and no qualms about spending tons of money to make the public ignore them. However, there are a few things that can be said that can temper the simplified and easy to digest anti-cow argument that's so popular these days. Firstly, and vegans will hate this one, it is absolutely relevant that the methane which cows produce is part of a natural cycle. In short, the cows ingest plant matter, bacteria in their guts turn it into methane, which around 12 years later will be broken down into CO2, which can then be reabsorbed by new plant growth. This means that if the ruminant population does not increase, then levels of methane will not increase either. And looking at the numbers, it seems that the world cattle herd isn't increasing. Looking first at just the West, according to the USDA, there are approximately 92 million cows in the US, down from a high of 130.
What? What, nigga?
But even with this reduction in numbers, it still seems like
Always in the middle of a reload.
how many large ruminants used to live
Fucking
in America pre-settlement. Estimates vary on this, but according to some, the North American continent was home to 60 million bison, 45 million antelope, 40 million white-tailed deer, 10 million mule deer, 10 million elk, which around 12 years later will be broken down into CO2, which can then be reabsorbed by new plant growth. This means that if the ruminant population does not increase, then levels of methane will not increase either. And looking at the numbers, it seems that the world cattle herd isn't increasing. Looking first at just the West, according to the USDA, there are approximately 92 million cows in the US, down from a high of 130 million in 1976. But even with this reduction in numbers, it still seems like quite a lot. But it's actually comparable to how many large ruminants used to live in North America pre-settlement. Estimates vary on this, but according to some, the North American continent was home to 60 million bison, 45 million antelope, 40 million white-tailed deer, 10 million mule deer, 10 million elk, 2 million bighorn sheep, and a million moose. All of these animals are ruminants, produce large quantities of methane as a natural byproduct of their digestion. This is to say that in all likelihood, we have a not too dissimilar number of large ruminants.
Look how he's camping,
not too
dude.
dissimilar amount of methane as compared to before the Industrial Revolution.
Oh, I'm dead.
To mention the 26
Thank you for
million
fucking me over for leaving, guys.
who have been alive in Africa at the end of the 18th century.
I'm throwing it. I'm throwing it. I'm throwing it. I'm throwing it. Throwing it. Throw a knife. Throw a knife. Throw a knife. Let's see if it works. Ooh!
I couldn't find reliable estimates for how
It was right in my line, man. He fucked you over, man. I'm sorry.
many are in Africa, and the funding just isn't there. But if their population decline is anywhere near as severe as that of the African elephant, this means that hundreds of millions of ruminants have been lost over the centuries. I will include in the video description estimates for the decline of various wild ruminant populations, along with the sources you can check out yourself. And alongside the drastic decline in the number of ruminants on the planet, the livestock population has remained pretty much stagnant. According to the USDA, the number of cattle alive in the world has not changed drastically in the past 50 years, having been at around 1 billion heads since 1975. If this is correct, then the increasing concentrations of methane in the atmosphere, as reported by NOAA, cannot be due to livestock and must be caused by other human activity or natural processes. To be fair, though, the UN does estimate that rather than remaining stagnant,
He's a
world
camping
cattle
pussy.
population has actually increased significantly over the past few decades, going from around 1 billion head to 1.5 billion. Most of this increase coming from Africa and Asia. Now, it's unclear to me why these estimates differ so drastically, but even if we assume that the 1.5 billion figure of the UN's is more accurate than the USDA's, the devastation of the wild ruminant populations over the centuries still more than make up for this increase in methane production. So I know this is a controversial opinion, but I maintain that methane alone is not an issue. Not when it's a part of a natural cycle of the planet produced by a stable population of ruminants. Now, technically, yes, if we reduce the number of ruminants on the planet, we would expect the methane levels in the atmosphere to drop, reducing the strength of the Earth's greenhouse effect. However, since animal sources of methane are likely at the same or even lower levels than they were in the
Oh
past,
man, even KD ratio again, bro. I'm tired of fighting the deaths, bro, but I
Any
just
problem
suck.
that we have clearly has more to do with humans consuming fossil fuels and introducing new carbon into the atmosphere. By way of analogy, it would be as if you had 10 people living in a house all of their
Fucking
lives, and then all of a
faggot
sudden,
piece of shit.
100 other people move into the house, and they
You
start
ruined my
complaining
life.
that, well, it wouldn't be so crowded if those 10 people would just move out. The fact of the matter is that all pollution, not just atmospheric carbon, but also plastic waste, industrial runoff, acidified ocean, biome destruction.
Fucking bitches, man. They're just playing like pussies now. They're hiding up in these fucking houses, pre-aiming their gay little rifles.
And they start complaining that, well, it wouldn't be so crowded if those 10 people would. By way of analogy, it would be as if you had 10 people living in a house all of their lives, and then all of a sudden, 100 other
Bitch!
people move into the house, and they start complaining that, well, it wouldn't be so crowded.
Man, I'm about to go back to MW3 2023, man. Get the fuck out of here, nigga.
Atmospheric carbon, but also plastic waste, industrial runoff.
Like, for real, man. Like, when you see a nigga kill your teammate and then panic knife your shit, something about that fucked up.
Africa alone has increased 5 5 times since the end of World War II, and the per capita resource consumption has also increased in that time. To suddenly blame livestock for this problem, which is obviously one of irresponsible resource consumption on the part of humans, is absurd. If we eliminate livestock, then sure, methane levels will go down, and we will have bought ourselves some time. But the underlying issues would still exist. This holy grail attitude towards this one element of our food production system, in this case cows, is the exact same attitude which really pollution, not just atmospheric carbon, but also we have clearly has more to do with humans consuming fossil fuels and introducing new carbon into the atmosphere. By way of analogy, it would be as if you had 10 people living in a house all of their lives, and then all of a sudden, 100 other people move into the house, and they start complaining that, well, it wouldn't be so crowded if those 10 people would just move out. The fact of the matter is that all pollution, not just atmospheric carbon, but also plastic waste, industrial runoff, acidified ocean, biome destruction, are all due to a rapidly and perhaps irresponsibly increasing human population. The population of Africa alone has increased 5 times since the end of World War II, and the per capita resource consumption has also increased in that time. To suddenly blame livestock for this problem, which is obviously one of irresponsible resource consumption on the part of humans, is absurd. If we eliminate livestock, then sure, methane levels will go down, and we will have bought ourselves some time. Atmospheric carbon, but also plastic alone, has increased 5 times since the end of World War II, and the per capita resource consumption has also increased in that time. To suddenly blame livestock for this problem, which is obviously one of irresponsible resource consumption on the part of humans, is absurd. If we eliminate livestock,
Damn it!
sure,
Stole my
methane
kill,
levels
you
will
fucking
go down,
puss.
and we will have bought ourselves some time. But the underlying
Alright,
issues
but
would
I'll
still
end it on this
exist.
one.
This holy grail attitude towards this one element of our food production system, in this case cows, is the exact same attitude which scientists have towards eating insects. Again, let it be crystal clear that I am not denying that reducing cattle populations would not yield short-term benefits. I'm simply saying that to do so would eliminate greenhouse gases that have always existed, and only so that we can burn coal for another decade or so before we get back to the same levels that we're at today. We must treat root causes. Now, a lot of you will still disagree with me that the natural methane cycle is relevant here. And, it's fine, I get it. It's probably my most controversial opinion in this video. You could easily argue that it doesn't matter where the methane comes from, whether it's from a cow or a natural gas leak, it'll still have the same greenhouse effect. And you know what? I say that's fair enough. Ultimately, this whole thing sort of comes down to a philosophical disagreement. In that case, I would just point to the fact that chickens produce about 542 times less methane than cows. So that's basically problem solved right there. So now, moving on, looking at just the CO2 and the methane produced by these animals doesn't really tell the entire environmental story. Firstly, as mentioned above, doing so doesn't account for the greenhouse gas emissions of the farm, and raising crickets tends to be more energy intensive as compared to chickens. But also, it fails to account for all the byproducts that we get from these animals. We derive from cows alone things like leather, cosmetics, chemicals, several edible parts like organ meats, tongue, and brain, which usually aren't counted as part of the cow's meat, horn, hoofs, sutures for use in surgery, hair, and dozens of other materials used in all sorts of niche applications. No part of the animal is ever wasted. Meanwhile, what we get from bugs is bugs, either whole or powderized. There are comparatively very few byproducts that we get from the body of a cricket, and when people are arguing how eco-friendly they are, they don't take into account the impact of producing all of these
No, I'm
other
not doing
materials,
this.
which we will suddenly need replacements for.
I don't want to do another game. I'm gonna get tired. Maybe. I'll see how this game goes, and maybe I'll log off.
Which we will suddenly need factories to produce instead of the organic factories which produce them for us now. Producing pleather and synthesized chemicals has an environmental impact. And if we're trying to make a fair comparison, they need to be taken into account, rather than only comparing the grams
I was host too. But anyway, guys, appreciate everyone for tuning in.
enough of something.
Let me mute this. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. Lonely